Hello, everyone. We will give everyone a few minutes to get loaded. Hopefully, everyone saw all of the posts and are here for the exciting news. We'll also be launching it live. How are you?
Good.
How
I'm
is
excited
Italy?
to be here. Thanks. This is big news.
We'll restart when after we give people, but how was Italy?
Oh, magical. Absolutely
Yeah.
magical this time of year. So, I've been during the summer with all of the people and all of the crowds, and you push through and you're like, oh, it's nice, it's great, it's Italy. The food's wonderful, the wine's amazing, but it's crowded. And so this is the first time I've actually been during the winter when it's a little bit colder. Far less people, but everything was lit up with like Christmas trees and lights, and it was absolutely magical. I can say I'm in the holiday spirit now. I was a little bit more, get the grind, get the presents, do all the things, ahead of time. And so
Yeah.
now I'm ready. It's
Yeah.
time.
Oh, I haven't even started, so I
Well,
don't
no,
even
I
have
haven't
a
either, but
you have an excuse. You were in Italy. I'm blaming the snow, but we don't even have a tree yet. We'll figure it out. Hey, I see that Sarah jumped on. Sarah, I missed your birthday, so happy belated birthday. So Sarah Wood's birthday was yesterday.
oh, happy belated birthday, Sarah. Miss you.
I would sing to you, but I think we'll spare the rest of the audience my voice. So. All right, light crowd, but we will also launch this on LinkedIn Live as well, and we'll also do some video. So, for the audience, welcome. As you know, the Mortgage Collaborative has some exciting things that we have accomplished in 2025, and we have some initiatives in 2026 that we are so excited about. And one of them is our individual subscription. So, let me talk everyone through how it works and what the thought was behind it. And then want to get your perspective as you were one of my trusted advisors and people that allowed me to bounce the idea off of. So we'll get there in a minute. But we had this concept right when I started with the Mortgage Collaborative. An individual reached out to me, and she worked for a company that, for whatever reason, had never joined the Mortgage Collaborative, and she asked if she could participate as an individual. And we didn't have anything that would allow her to participate based on our current structure, but we continued to stay in conversation and also think about what that means. A short follower to that was after a Dallas conference. One of the TMC, longtime TMC members said to me, there were some new faces that were in our collab lab. There were new faces that were at the table that we haven't seen before with membership coming in. And they were talking about how great it is because many members of the Mortgage Collaborative have been there for years. And although their perspective and insights and willingness to collaborate are invaluable, when someone new comes into the network and you see through their eyes and they provide a fresh new perspective that sometimes when you're with the same group of people all the time, you all start thinking alike.
Mhm.
So that has evolved into the individual subscription for the Mortgage Collaborative. So this allows individuals who work for a mortgage lender that are in any type of management or above role who want to invest in themselves. And for, again, whatever reason that they haven't yet become, their company hasn't yet become members of the collaborative, it gives them the opportunity to experience. Also, while we were talking through the process and brainstorming, we were thinking, well, gosh, there are a lot of people over the last 3 years that have lost positions with companies they had been at for a long time. Their companies had shut down, they had been acquired, there was leadership change. what if we could also offer that individual subscription to individuals who are looking to get back in the game and would have been valuable partners of the Mortgage Collaborative and part of our network for so long? That's how the individual subscription came to life. And that's where you came in.
Yes.
So, the big unboxing. So, I'm
Yes.
untying the ribbon
Rip it
to you
open.
all, our very first individual subscriber of the Mortgage Collaborative. You all know her, you all love her. She has so much experience and expertise and has always, for many years, been a part of the TMC network and the TMC family. And she's ready to get back in the game. So,
Yes.
Danielle, thank you so much for
Thank
being our
you.
first individual subscriber. We're so excited to have you.
Thank you for the opportunity. I'm excited to have this new title as the first. That's one I'm not giving up easily, but no, this was really exciting, and I know that this has been a project that's been in the works. Jody, I think you and I have been talking about it on and off, a little drip here and there for a better part of the year, and so I'm excited that it's finally here and that other people are actually going to get to participate and join in. I mean, I can think of, right off the top, probably a handful of folks that, this would apply to and they would be excited to join. And it is, to your point, it's an investment in myself, but more than that, there was a hole that was missing, especially as I've stepped out of all of my, leadership roles within organizations, and for the past year have been on an adventure of my own, if you will. The longing, the need, the information, what's happening, all of those, that doesn't go away just because I'm not sitting in a seat putting out fires for an organization every day. And so, as we started talking about this and it became more and more of an actual, coming into fruition, I just got more excited about it. And, to your point, TMC is such a family. And I still have, those key connection points that I speak with and bounce words off of every day and thoughts and ideas and, still get the drip of information, but it's not the same. It's not the same at being at conference. I had severe FOMO the last two conferences.
I was gonna ask you that. Like, how was that?
Severe FOMO. I'm texting, send me pics, give me update, and even threatened to just show up in Boston, just to say hi to everybody. But
Yeah.
no, it was definitely a hole missing, and you realize that there's just it's not just the relationships, it's not just the information that you get from what are your peers doing, how are other people solving the problems, but it's really a connection point on all of those fronts, including information about the industry and what are you hearing and what are you doing to prepare. And so even though I don't have an organization behind me, knowing that I've got the power of the TMC network that I can tap into for really anything and everything, it's huge, and it's a bright light at the end of this non-mortgage year that I've had, their
Yeah.
tunnel. So really
Um,
excited.
we'll have to bring you back just to talk about your year-long adventure because I know I'm envious of your sabbatical, but we'll save that for another show. Do you mind if I ask you some questions that like
Sure.
might dig
Yeah.
deep back into your memory?
Okay.
Um,
Well, I'll give it my best shot.
do you remember the your when you first joined the Mortgage Collaborative? Do you remember like what your role was, what your first conference
Yes.
was? Like tell everyone about your history with the Mortgage Collaborative.
Yeah, so I think I was actually processing manager, and I had the opportunity to sit in on a collab lab in New Orleans. Definitely walked into the room feeling like I shouldn't be here, but I'm going to pretend like I should.
Make it till
And
you make it.
yeah, quickly realized that I was in a room with not only just a lot of amazing individuals, leaders in the industry, but people that genuinely wanted to help. And
Yeah,
for me, that was something so foreign being in corporate America, coming from B of A and all of the big financial institutions. That wasn't something that was normal or an inherent, thing that I should think is going to happen walking into a room full of executives. And so and I want to say it was maybe Faith's first collab lab that she had put on. So I know
Yeah,
you're talking
I'm gonna put the team on the spot here.
about,
So,
is it
Sarah,
2017
Ashley,
maybe or
will
18?
you look up when the New Orleans conference was so we can hone in on a date? They'll throw it in the chat.
Okay, perfect. 2019. Good job, Amy. You're so fast. There we go. And it was just an eye-opening experience of what this could be, bigger than myself, bigger than the seat that I sat in every day at my
Mhm.
organization, and having an outlet of just amazing, incredible experience, people that wanted to share and collaborate, truly, no pun intended there, but really wanted to collaborate with each other to be better and to bring everybody up together
Yeah,
as
yeah,
one. And so just the thought of it was just, unfathomable at the moment when I walked in, and luckily got to sit in that seat because somebody else couldn't join. And
yeah,
so that was the first time and I was hooked. I was like, okay, this is it. This is the place. This is the secret sauce. This is where we
yeah,
all get our superpowers, and often think of that, who is it? I think it's Ken Blanchard quote that, none of us is as smart as all of us. And
yeah,
that truly is how I feel about
yeah,
TMC, is that I know
yeah,
I've got this incredible superhuman group behind me that I can tap into with anything and everything that I possibly need when it comes to not only just leadership, but support.
yeah, yeah.
I've made some of my best lifelong friends through TMC, and just knowing that I can pick up the phone, email, text, whatever, at any minute in time and send out that bat signal is huge. Makes you
Right.
feel some confidence.
And, I try to explain to people, as I met you through TMC, it
Mhm.
wasn't in 2019. I wasn't at that conference, but it had to be like the very
Soon
next one
after.
because I feel
Mhm.
like we were while the team is on a roll, tell us where the September conference was in 2019 because I think that's where we likely met. But I try to tell people all the time, it's very difficult to explain what true collaboration means
Right.
in within the walls of TMC. We are competitors when you look at it. I was running an IMB, you're running an IMB,
Hmm.
and if a national where we're licensed in many states and could even have, one
Right.
company, we could be across the street from each other
Right.
competing, but those that divide goes down when you walk into conference.
Yeah.
And I think I didn't know what it was when I was there. It took me years it takes me a little bit longer to catch on than some. But I think that we have the group of us, there's a group of IMB collab labs that have been connected for many, many years.
Hmm.
And I think we've all grown together. And what I've realized, and I've seen my peers that were part of my collab lab back in the beginning, I see them, we're all progressing the same, and we all truly believe that we have a purpose greater than ourselves. We have a purpose that is greater than the organizations that we work for. I used to feel as though my purpose was leading the company and leading individuals within the company. And
Hmm.
as my career has progressed, I want more than that. I want to impact the entire industry. So I feel like the people who fit in really well to the TMC membership, they share that same passion to leave a lasting impression. No one's going to remember how many loans you closed. Like no one, unless you look it up, no one knows right now. No one
Right.
knows. People are pretty much when it comes to units and volume, it is very a individual effort. It's an individual thing unless you're chasing the person right in front of you to
Hmm.
try to catch them. But in the long run, people are never going to know how many loans you closed. They're going to remember the impact that you left on them and the impact that you're going to leave on the industry. And I feel like those are the individuals who want to take that further and want to help each other. It doesn't matter if you're fierce competitors. We even see that on our partnership side. our preferred partners
Hmm.
are, in the same verticals, selling the same product, and they're still willing to collaborate with each other and to collaborate with our membership base to do just that, which is to impact the industry. And we're so excited that individuals like yourself have the opportunity to continue to participate and share that. So you started as a processing manager, right? You started in
Hmm.
the collab, you started your first conference, you
Yeah.
were a processing manager. What was your last conference? What was your role?
I was COO, and I think it was actually in Denver, the Denver conference. Yes.
Yep.
So
Last
yeah,
September, September
September.
2024. Yep.
Yeah. So
Um,
few
the
years, made a few jumps.
You know,
Yeah.
we all make a few jumps, but
Mhm.
that's the other thing. I don't feel when I was an ops manager when I started at the
Mhm.
when we joined the Mortgage Collaborative, and then I left that organization as a COO for the last 2.5 years. And then when I went to the next organization as the president and the COO, we immediately joined. We have had a really, this is another thing that's really difficult to describe to people. I feel as though my career was accelerated by my participation at the Mortgage Collaborative, and that the peer interaction and the thought leadership and the mentorship that others that had a lot more experience than I did, I really feel like they shaped me and helped me get to the next level.
Mhm.
Put
I
it in
could
your
not agree
words.
more.
What has that done for you?
No, it elevated my game entirely. And I, once you see that happening and then you get more opportunities that allow you to continue to refine, to elevate, to, even pull other people up with you, as you're going through it. But I agree with you 100%. The platform of relationships, the platform of collaboration and thought leadership, the platform to bring forth, innovation, disruption, all of those fun buzzwords that we talk about all day long. That is what's being done in these rooms, in these collab labs at conference. And it really does. It forces you to take that next step forward in your career, in looking how you look at an organization. But I think to your point, it's bigger than just one person. I mean, it truly is. And I think we all see that. Yes, we're competitors. There's room in the market, but more importantly, what are we doing for our industry and how are we leveling up our industry opportunity, not only for our companies, for the teams and the communities that we serve. And so absolutely elevated my game
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel the same way, and I don't feel like I would be positioned to be in the role that am in today had I not experienced that and been a part of that. I feel like I probably would have seen things much differently and not as holistically as I feel just by having the connections that I have gained. Um, the other thing that I want to point out is that sense of there's a sense of loneliness at the top. So when not at the top of this organization,
Right.
but if you're not a part of the Mortgage Collaborative, I can't imagine having gone through the pandemic. I
Yes.
couldn't have imagined going through, like, the pandemic was one thing, and the Mortgage Collaborative ran daily, cap markets working groups because the market, we had no idea what was going to happen. We were all losing our minds. They were willing to jump on a couple times a week just to talk through like what are your plans to get everyone remote because it was remote wasn't a thing.
Right.
So how do you become decentralized overnight? And I think that that has like also that over the years has been whatever's going on, you don't feel alone. You don't feel like you have to make all the decisions yourself, regardless of the level that you sit at in your organization. You feel like you have sounding boards and you have people to help you get through it, which I think is also very difficult to explain. The other thing I feel like in being involved in working groups, because it's like you owe it to the people that have helped you, right?
Right.
That you go to working groups prepared. You
Yes.
actually prepare and be like, I want to provide an impact. So you show up completely differently coming into a collab lab, coming into a working group, because you feel like you owe it to the people that gave to you over the years to bring that perspective. Um,
Agreed.
what is your most favorite moment? It can't, you can do like a broad, maybe it's something that happens, but when we just talk about conference specifically, we're so much more than conference. It's the working groups, it's all the pieces, but at conference, like what is either a standout moment or your favorite part of each of the conferences?
Outside of the late night dance parties,
You were in Denver. I think you and I both had sore hips the next
we
morning.
did. Yeah. I
No,
honestly,
no, no,
yeah,
no.
yeah, there's stories there to be told, but not today. Um, no, I think it's those quiet moments, and I'm gonna say quiet, they're not really quiet, but those moments at the bar, after Collab Lab or in between as you're passing to go from dinner or, even part of the conference in those sessions when you say, hey, and you see somebody and it triggers something that you've remembered, and it's, hey, I need to talk to you about this. I have a solution. Or I heard something that, we were talking about this 5 days ago that maybe we can tap into and plug. And I'm not talking about colleagues from the same organization, but another COO or, another executive at another company that maybe, you had talked about something, trying to figure something out. And then somebody, in conversation, in a session, somebody had an idea or a thought that sparks something else, and then that gets the ball rolling. And being able to come back to your point, that accountability of you've helped me, now I'm going to help you, that sort of thing. Of really being able to bring it full circle, and then you get to share that with your teams. But it's a sense of I'm taking time away from my team, from my company to be at a conference, to build these relationships and get ideas and thoughts that are going to make just not my team successful, but again, our entire industry. And so it really is a difference maker in your day to day. It's a difference maker in the overall vision of, leadership for the company that you can bring back to. But yes, the late night dance parties do help. But I think for me, it's really those quiet little moments when you pick up little nuggets of valuable information and get to share it with somebody that you've either been talking to already about trying to solve a problem or even bringing it back to your organization. But it feels more global when you're at that conference and you hear something and you can share it, and you know that that's going to get somebody else onto a better track that they can take back or push forward. And so
Yeah.
that to me is my favorite part,
Yeah.
besides the late night dance parties.
Yeah, it is. It's in it, you know, when we tell people that we go to conference and many times I fly in the same day that conference
Mhm.
starts and it's 6 a.m., 7 a.m.
Right.
flights to make sure that you get there and can be present and take advantage of the entire day.
Hmm.
it's still, we're still going at 11, 12 o'clock
Really?
at night.
Full throttle.
I try to shut her down by midnight. My grandmother told me years ago, nothing good happens after midnight. I try to live by that. Sometimes
Yeah.
someone twists my arm to
Yeah.
stay out later, but it's all of it. And it's all of the moments and all of the moments together. And then it's right back up the next morning and,
Yeah.
being present from 7 a.m. till midnight, doing it all over again, because it's like you feel like you have 3 days that you're really going to be crushed when it's over
Right.
because you want
Yes.
to still feed off of that energy. You want to feed off of that in-person collaboration in a world where most things are virtual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, it's powerful time spent. And it's, I know some people think, oh, you're going to conference and out to dinner and it's just all schmoozing. It's not. It is full throttle. It is value packed minutes, truly, just back to back to back. And so I'm so excited to get to go to Arizona this year and be a
Yeah.
part of it because I really missed it
Yeah.
last year
So
completely.
we have an amazing opening reception planned. I don't know if people saw, but or you saw because you were in
I
Italy,
Well,
but
I did see
Scottsdale
yeah,
outside drone show. We're pretty excited
it's
about it.
so cool.
But we're even more excited about bringing people together and to have that. So we'll say that opening reception is part of your
Okay.
celebration, your return celebration. You can call it
I'll
your own.
take it. I'll take it.
Um, so just we only have a few more minutes, so I want to do a recap for everyone what the individual subscription is. It is an opportunity for individuals who want to invest in themselves to be able to participate in almost everything that the Mortgage Collaborative offers. There are a couple things that are reserved for our members and they're part of the co-op, but you still, if you are wanting to invest in yourself and wanting to give your company the opportunity to see things through your lenses, and happening at conference, it is a way for you to be able to participate in that. It's like a try before you buy almost for an individual subscription. For those that are members, you aren't going to be able to do everything that you want to with the individual subscriptions. So don't get any ideas. You're going to remain lender members. It is a 1 year subscription, though. So what that means is at the end of 1 year, our hope is that your organization that you work for chooses to join part of TMC, or for our friends who aren't currently employed, who are attending, looking for positions, their right fit within the mortgage industry, that they land with one of our lender members and get to take advantage of conference and our working groups and really to participate with the entire team and the entire community. It's a very low cost, and the subscription also includes one registration to one of our conferences per year. We do two. And, we're excited to see the ideas that our individual subscribers bring to the table. And if you're not yet a member or an individual to subscriber, you better move fast if you want to catch the insights of Scottsdale. There's already some FOMO going on. People, if you're waiting, I wouldn't wait any longer. The 22nd is the end of our early bird registration for our lender members and preferred partners. So, Danielle, I'm so excited to have you be
Me
part of the
too.
network. The team is very excited to have you. They were celebrating when I told them
Yeah.
that you were moving forward, and I also dropped the news to our partner advisory committee, and some of your friends are on that, and
Mhm.
they were pretty damn excited too. But you're a friend of every one of the network. If you're not, you soon will be. So excited to have you.
Thank you.
Have an amazing holiday season
You too.
and a great new year. We'll see you in February, and we can't wait to see not only the impact that you have on all of us, but the impact that you have on the industry in 2026.
Thank you so much. This is an amazing opportunity, and just, the individual subscription, a great way to continue to foster those connections, relationships, and continue making an impact. So thank you. I'm
I
I'm
love it.
very
Talk to
excited.
you soon.
Yeah, talk to you soon. Bye.